I remember events, certain events that happened. Like one event, I remember just being a kid, getting out of the tub.
We've been cleared for takeoff.
Standing on top of the bathtub, which I was told not to, but I did it anyway. And I remember slipping and falling face first onto the tile ground and busted my head open. And I remember seeing that blood and just going crazy, seeing that blood on the floor. And now that I think about it, of all the things that could have gone wrong, really left, God was there. I also think about years after that. In 1977, New York City had a blackout. I remember being on the elevator coming up to the 11th floor. That's where we lived. And getting off the elevator and then taking my apartment key and putting it into the lock and turning the lock. And as soon as I turned the lock, the whole hallway went black. And I'm like, yo, what did I do with this key? And then when I opened the door and I saw the neighboring building 150, back in the Cedric houses, I saw all the lights out, and that was wild for me. And then I remember going to my room. I could see Yankee Stadium from my window, and I couldn't see Yankee Stadium, and that was the blackout. But it wasn't then. It was now that I recognized, wow, God was with me then and got me off the elevator before the power went out. He was with me all the time. He had plans for me. But that's not it. Since I have this platform, let me just share these miracles, these instances that he was there, that I look back on. I remember me and my man Stace was going to see my brother. My brother was incarcerated in upstate New York, and we were going to visit him in this wicked winter storm in New York. I think this was 94. And I remember we lost control of the vehicle. And we were spinning around and around and around. And we was on one of those elevated bridges, and there was like no guardrail. And we finally stopped right at the edge. He was there. He was there. Even to the simple fact of not listening to my wife, Jamie, as we were going to a family reunion in Texas. And Jamie's all over me about we got to get to the airport. And I fight on this, but we got to get to the airport 2 hours before the plane. And I'm like, we'll be all right. But we weren't. And I remember getting to the airport. We should have left much earlier. We didn't. But we get to the airport. The line was ridiculous, and there was no way we were going to make this flight. And in my mind, I'm saying, oh my goodness, I'm never going to hear the end of this. And I started praying just for the flight, just to be able to make the plane. And out of the blue, one of the people that worked there at the airport just came up to me randomly in this line that we were waiting in, randomly. And she said, let me see your ticket. And I showed her my ticket. And she said, y'all come with me. As I was just sitting there praying, Father, if there's a way that you can just get us through this line. Mind blowing. That happened. Another confirmation of God being with me. Wow. Thank you, Father. In 2019, we were at our fitness studio, and I was doing some wiring with my man Jeff. And we was fishing wire through the ceiling, and there were elevated ceilings. And I remember coming down off the ladder. I was on the very top of the ladder. I should have been on this ladder. But as I came out the ceiling, the ladder fell, and I just fell straight down onto this floor. And all kind of things could have happened. I could have been a quadriplegic right now. I could have been dead. I had 3 back surgeries. It could have, there's so many things that could have happened. And I felt as if God had his hand. He said, nah, I'm going to let you down a little easy because I need you, Troy. I need you to do something. I still need you. And he was with me then as well. So as I look back on my life, there are instances that I am convinced that God has been with me. And I would like to tell you that, hey, my life has just been perfect. since Jesus has been with me, since I've accepted Christ, since I'm rocking and rolling with God. I would like to tell you that. That's far from the truth. The reality is, after I got saved when I was 20, and I was on this high, this euphoria of emotion and feeling, I didn't have self-control over certain things that I should be obedient and discipline myself with. In one moment, I got a foot in, then 2 feet out, a foot in, 2 feet out, and I'm just jumping all over the place as if I was playing hopscotch. But the amazing thing was the transformation of my heart. Yes, the transformation of my heart. My heart started to break free of this ice and this cold and this darkness that I had around it. And it started to allow me to see people for just people, human beings. No more white, no more black, no more different,